What's up, guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another Simcity Build It video, and today we're going to talk about epic projects and basically how many coins you need before you start an epic project. There is no one answer, so I'm going to do the best that I can to give you guys an answer based off of the popular camping levels and requirements. If you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button. And comment below if you have any questions. If you want me to do a video on anything, I say this pretty much in every video. So if you're somebody who watches all my stuff, then you guys know what I'm going to say. So I'm going to kind of save you guys the speech, but hit that like and subscribe button. Okay? Now, first thing everybody asks me is, how many coins roughly should I have before I start my epic project? Well, first thing that will depend on is how many epic projects you have for that category. So you need to take that into account. For example, if I pick the mountain category, I have several mountain epics already done. So therefore, I need to take into account that it's going to cost me $77,000 just to start the epic. Then there's several variables that you have to consider here. Okay, so I can't give you guys one direct answer that says, you need this many coins to hit gold. I can't do it. But I am going to give you guys a rough estimate based off your progress. So, if you are around level 30, which would be the popular, hang on just a sec here. Okay. If you guys are following my building guide, then you have been camping around level 18, and you guys have about 350 to 400 storage before you proceeded to level 24. Okay? At level 24, you're going to unlock the epic projects. So I'm going to assume that you guys have that amount of storage. That being said, I'm going to give you guys a list of items here, and there's a big difference in the amount of coins that are going to be needed based off your prep. All right. So that being said, if you are a higher level player and you do not have very much storage, it is going to cost you a lot more coins. All right. So with a full storage at roughly 400 storage, so let's say that you guys did your prep correctly, and you're level 24, you are looking at somewhere between 100K and 130K. I'm going to go over the general items that you guys should have prior to starting your epic. There are items that are more common than others. There are items that you guys can easily purchase on the global trade, and therefore I wouldn't recommend stocking up on things like ice cream sandwiches and hamburgers. Of course, you don't have these unlocked at level 24, which is why you're at level 24, because it will make your epic project much harder. If you've unlocked regional maps, you need to take that into consideration. This is the main reason I tell people not to unlock regional maps, is because of their epics. Regional items, which I'll show you here, which you know if you've unlocked it, they're very time consuming to make, and they're very expensive. I had an epic project that asked me for like 25 to 30 of these yoga mats at one point in time. Not 25 or 30 on one building, they were 5, because that's the most it will ever ask you for, is 5 on one building. But every one of my 3-pointers, almost every one of them was asking for yoga mats. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you guys, do not unlock regional maps early on. You guys need to have the majority of your city completed. Let's say you're level 24, you followed my building guide, and you are at 350 to 400 storage. The common items that you are going to want to get on global or only carry 5 of are going to be as following: feed, brown textiles, chemicals, hammers, tape, shovels, veggies, chairs, tables, shoes, donuts, grass, caps, and watch. Those are your common items. Either don't hold any of them or get them from Global, right? Or only hold 5 of those, okay? These are the more rare items that you're gonna wanna hold more of. Okay. You're gonna wanna have at least 10 cement, 15 to 20 paint, 15 to 20 glue, 10 planks, 10 spatulas. Shovels are kind of, they're in both categories. They're commonly found on Global at your level, but they get purchased very quickly. So I put them in both categories so you guys can do 5 to 10 shovels, kind of depending. Ladders, those are a more rare item. I would recommend having a minimum of 10 ladders, somewhere between 10 and 20. Flour is hard to find on Global, but if you're doing, if you're following my production strategy, then you guys should have a pretty decent amount of flour because that's how you're making your money. So go ahead and hold on to, I would say 15 to 20 flour would be good. Cream, that is another item that is a little harder to find on Global, not completely impossible, you know, like paint, but I would recommend having about at least 10 cream. Corn, you don't see corn on Global very often. You're gonna want 15 to 20 corn. Smoothies, those you do see quite a bit on Global, but they get purchased fairly quickly. I would recommend holding 10 smoothies. Rolls, okay, the bread rolls. You're gonna want to have probably around 20 of them, okay? Melons, 20 to 25 melons would be good because if you end up, what ends up happening, and if you guys have never done an epic, you don't know this, but what happens early on in your epic is it asks you for easy items. It'll say things like, it'll ask you for like 5 minerals, 5 chemicals, you know, pretty easy items. And then somewhere between 60 points and 100 points, which is between bronze and silver, it's going to start to increase the price a little bit on a lot of this stuff. But once you hit silver and you start going for gold, it doubles the difficulty. And whatever it's asking you, it almost always asks you for something you don't have. And when you don't have it, it asks you for a lot of it. So let's say that you prepared for your epic and you hit every damn item except for bread rolls. That's going to be the one it asks you for conveniently. And it's going to ask you for a lot of them. So I recommend that you guys try the best that you can to use your storage sparingly and hold on to the more rare items in higher quantity and leave the common items on Global because they're basically easy to find, or your club members might have them. People are going to be a lot more willing to sell you 5 watches versus 5 melons. So the day before your epic, or maybe even a couple days before your epic, make sure that you are prepared. That is the best advice I can give you on epics. A lot of people, when they start an epic, they do it out of nowhere with no preparation at all. They're just like, you know what? I want to see how hard this is. Let's just start an epic. I know I only have 60K or 130K, but I'm going to attempt. Don't do that, okay? Be prepared and it will be so much easier for you. Do not leave your 1s and 2 buildings out, okay? Put those in storage. Very important. If you are near the end of your epic and you are noticing that it's asking you for stuff that you don't have or is super expensive and you have like 10 to 20 points left, go ahead and pull out some 2-pointers and see if you can get some quick points, you know, that way you don't have to donate 5 bread rolls for the points. All right, the next one is saplings, saps. I recommend having 10 to 15 saps. They aren't super rare on Global at your level, but they get purchased very quickly and you might need them to make more melons if necessary. Lawn chairs. again, this item is not super, super rare to find on Global, but it is kind of a pain in the butt to find, so I recommend holding 10 lawn chairs. So that covers the level 24 people, okay? Now, if you are level 30 and up, no, if you are level 30, we're gonna do that one first. Okay, so if, let's say you're at level 30, you have not unlocked hamburgers yet. Cement, you're gonna hold 10 of, like I said before. Glue, 15 to 20, paint, 15 to 20, spatulas. At level 30, I would recommend holding somewhere between 10, maybe even 15 spatulas. Ladders, 15 to 20. Drills, those are a pain in the butt to find. They take a long time to make, okay? So unless you plan on using tokens, if they start asking you for drills, I recommend having a minimum of 20 drills because you rarely see them on the global market. Flour, 15 to 20 flour, 20 to 25, maybe even 30 melons. Cream, 15 to 20. Beef, you're gonna want 25 to 30 beef because it's going to ask you for a lot of beef more than likely. Corn, 15 to 20, maybe even 25, somewhere in that range. Cupboards, this is a really popular item that the Epic projects are going to ask you for. They are not super time consuming to make. However, they cost paint and planks. So I recommend having somewhere around 20 cupboards. 15 to 20 saplings and 15 lawn chairs, roughly 15 to 20 lawnmowers. The more common items that you guys can get on Global that you want to either hold 5 of or not hold at all and buy as needed are bricks, hammers, tape, shovels, veggies, cheese. They don't usually ask for a whole lot of cheese in the Epics, I've noticed. Chairs, tables, blue textiles, couches, grass, gnomes, and fire pits. Those are your more common items at level 30. All right, this is where a lot of you are going to want to pay attention. This is for level 30 and above. Anything. So between level 30 and level 43, you have unlocked every single item in the game aside from whatever regional maps you have not unlocked. So your epics are basically as hard as they're going to be as long as you don't unlock any more regional maps once you hit level 43. This being said, at this point in time, you guys should have somewhere between 200, okay, no, sorry you guys, level 30. Let me go back a step. If you're level 30 and you've prepared with the storage at full, because at this point you guys should have maxed out your storage if you're following my building plan. You are going to need somewhere between, with a full storage, 130 to 200K coins to finish your epic is what you're looking at as far as coins go with a full storage in a prep. Now, level 30 to 43 with a full storage, and I'm talking max storage, not 400 storage. I'm talking like the 750, whatever it maxes out at. And no regional maps. You're looking, once I'm done with this list of items, you are looking at a minimum of 200K plus a full storage, okay? If you have regional maps, pretty much you can guarantee to add around 50K in coins per regional map. So if you guys have 3 regional maps and I'm saying that you guys need a full storage plus 200K, then I want you to add an extra 150K to that price in coins. Is relatively speaking, is around what you're going to need. Now, the rare items that you guys have that I didn't already list, you're going to need the same amount as before from the level 30 I'm not going to list all of them as I've listed them already twice, but I'm going to list the ones that you would have unlocked by now. Coffee. You're going to want 15 to 20 coffee. Backpacks are super hard to get. They don't sell them on Global. They're a pain in the butt to make. I recommend, and I always try to have at a minimum of 25 to 30 backpacks before I start an epic project, because I swear to God, I can't tell you how many times I have almost failed an epic from backpacks. Popcorn is another pain in the butt item. You don't see it a whole lot on Global. I would recommend having 15 popcorn. Barbecues, they take a long time to make. They're not super hard to find on Global, but they are when you're doing an epic, trust me. You will never, once you're looking for these items, they won't pop up. That's what the problem is. The moment you are done with your epic, you'll see them everywhere. You'll be like, oh my God, seriously, I see popcorn for miles. Microwaves. This is another one that you guys are going to want to stock up on. I always try to have 25 to 30 microwaves because they take a long time to make. Nobody ever has them. And you also have to take into account that if you guys are level 30 to 43, you need to take a look at the members in your group and see the overall range of level that they are. So as you can tell, a lot of people that have joined my group recently are taking my advice and they're camping at level 18. So what this means for me is that if I start an epic and I'm not very well prepared, is they aren't going to be able to do me any good because they haven't unlocked anything yet. And so yes, they're able to help me with the lower items, but the ones that are basically going to hinder my epic are, as you can see, only a few people are above level 43, or between 40 and 43. That being said, you also have to take into account, and you can view which regional maps they have unlocked. If you're somebody who has regional maps unlocked, you guys need to take that into account as well. There's one girl in our club, she has Limestone Cliff unlocked, and aside from her, I think she might be the only one in our club that has it. So every time she does an epic and she's not prepared, she doesn't get any help because nobody has it unlocked. We can't give her string and stuff, we don't have it. So keep that in mind to overstock on items if somebody in your club or the majority of people in your club don't have them unlocked. So with max storage and it being full with a full epic prep, between level 30 and level 43, you are looking at 200 to 300,000 coins. For every regional map after, you're looking, like I said, for 50,000 coins minimum, roughly. So, the other thing, when you guys go to your regional map, and this is where it's going to get kind of tricky. I'm going to show you guys something here. You have the small regional items. This is what I call small, medium, and large. These ones only take 16 minutes to make. They sell for very cheap. You see them quite a bit on the global market. These ones take 1 hour, 36 minutes to make. They don't sell for all that much, but I mean, they're not horribly hard to find, I guess. However, this yoga mat takes 3 hours, 12 minutes to make. You don't see them very often on the global market. So, that being said, several days before your epic, you're going to want to stock up on whatever regional map it is that you have unlocked. Every regional map has a small item, a medium item, and a large item. The large item is going to be the most difficult for you to find. If you have the cactus map, motors are going to be really hard for you to find. I recommend having a minimum of 20 to 30 of the medium regional item and somewhere around 30 and 40 of the large item. And this is why I tell you guys not to unlock the regional maps, because they are very, very expensive. Okay, if you guys have unlocked regional maps and you don't have very many epics done, you have literally doubled or tripled the difficulty and the cost of your epics. So keep that in mind prior to starting your epic projects. I hope that I have better answered your guys' questions. So if you guys, just to recap, if you guys are below level, if you're at level 24, you're going to want a full storage and 100 to 130,000 coins minimum. I would honestly, the rule of thumb would be 200,000 and a full storage would be safe. That's where I would feel like you're pretty good to go. Aside from when you unlock those regional maps. So before regional maps actually came out, I did the majority of my epics on my capital map, all the ones along the back, and the majority of my mountain epics before regionals came out. Now before that, 200,000 plus a full storage was pretty much a guaranteed you're good to go, you won't run out of money, you're fine. Ever since regional maps came out, it has exceeded that 200,000 coins. So if you don't have any regional maps and you have 200,000 coins, you can pretty much guarantee that you're not going to run out of money, okay? That being said, any other common items that you have at level 30 and above are going to be donuts. Cake is a common item, which is the cherry cheesecake. You can find that quite a bit on the global market. Yogurt, that one you find, but it might be wise to hold on to 10 yogurt. Caps, shoes, watches, suits, ice cream, pizzas, burgers, fries, pink lemonade drinks, refrigerators, bulbs, TVs. All those items you guys can pretty much get on global at any given time. So I don't really recommend holding on to those. If you're trying to do a speed epic and time yourself, then you're going to want to hold 5, at a minimum of 5 of every item if you can. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I hope that I have answered some of your guys' questions and that you have a better understanding of when you should and should not start an epic project. I don't recommend starting one if you are very limited on coins. I really don't, because what will happen is you will get into this epic and you will find that it's harder than you realize, and you will find that you have invested too much time into it and too many items to quit, and then you're struggling. And I have seen people bulldoze factories, bulldoze parks, bulldoze resources and services to fund their epics. Man, that's not good. You don't want to do that, okay? The other thing that I want to add in, because I didn't cover this topic and it just came to my mind, is that when I'm telling you guys this, these quotes that I've given you right here are for if you have a minimum of 10 buildings worth 3 epic points apiece. If you guys are doing epics with 1 1-pointer and 1 2-pointer, you're looking at a whole lot more money. Okay, so I'm trying to give you guys a reasonable quote, but you guys, you have to go through your epic pointers. And what I mean by that, for those of you who don't know, every time that you pick a category, whatever category you pick, every building in that category that you've chosen is worth epic points, okay? Some of them are worth 1 point, some are worth 2, 3, 4, 5, and up and above. But 3 is the most common. That being said, you're going to want a minimum of 10 buildings worth 3 points each at these quotes. Anything above that is excellent, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to cost you less money if you have 20 3-pointers. It just means that you're going to have a much easier time because you're going to have a larger variety of requests. If you only have 3 buildings worth 3 points each and they're all asking you for something you can't find, then you're stuck, right? And you have to wait till you find that something. Now, I believe it used to be every 8 bubbles that you could only have 8 requests up at one time. However, I have seen it go further than 8. When you first start, all of them have requests, at least lately. Every single one of my buildings has had a bubble on top. Once I start donating, I believe it only allows 8. I don't know if they changed that with the recent update. But that being said, that is why you don't want 2s and 1s out there. Because what will happen is the 2s and 1s will request things, and you won't get new bubbles to pop up on your 3-pointers because you haven't donated to your 1s and 2-pointers. If you have forgotten to store your 1s and 2s, what you can do is you can store it, but you have to donate to that building first. So if that building is asking for an item, you have to donate to it first before you can store it. Otherwise, it won't let you store it, okay? I think that pretty much covers what it is that I want to say. If you guys notice that you guys are really stuck and you're trying to finish the very last bit of your epic, you can also purchase new epic pointers during your epic, and it will allow you to do that. So if you have keys and you're going, man, I really wish I had another 3-pointer, you can do that. You can also go to your regional maps and take whatever specialization buildings you have, put them in storage, and bring them over to your capital. Oftentimes what I will do is I will go over to my regional map, grab some of my mountain pointers, and rearrange them and put them on whatever map I'm using. Same with vice versa. I use my capital map, I'll store everything, bring it over to my regionals. So you gotta play smart and really think about what it is that that you're doing. Prepare. Epics are super important for your gameplay. I do have a video explaining why they're important, but you are going to want to get those epics done as soon as possible and as low level as possible. All right? There is one more thing that I want to show you guys in this video, and I'm going to be adding this to a tips and tricks video. But once you guys have collected a token on top of your epic building, there is a way to see what type of epic building it is and what type of token it provides. As you can see, when I click on this building, it shows that this is a silver token every 24 hours. I think that SimCity should add a timer that shows me when I'm going to be able to collect it again, but they don't. Now, if you look to the left of that, there is a little tiny gold symbol, and it shows a little anchor. That means that that is a beach epic. This one shows little cards. That means that it is a casino category, gambling category epic. So you can see which one it is based off of the symbol, okay? So if you see something and you're like, God, I wish I could remember which category that building was in, now you know how to find out, all right? As you can see, this one is landmark category because it has a little camera. So if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this video out for you guys, okay? I put out videos daily, pretty much as of right now. I'm putting them out daily, so be sure to subscribe. That way you guys can get updates as they come out, or notifications.